first. Hold on. Admit. Right. So, hold on. 2 people are joining. Don't want anybody to miss anything. Okay, so who had the answer for me?
Alpha plus beta is equal to negative 31/1, which is equal to negative 31. And alpha by beta is equal to 9/1, which is equal to 9.
Everybody agrees with this? Wait, hold on, let me. 9. Everybody agrees with this?
Yes, miss.
That's a yes?
Yes.
Fantastic. See, this is easy, right? Easy?
Yes, miss.
Somebody talking.
Miss,
Mm-hmm.
can you just go over it again? I feel like I feel like my brain just went. I think I zoned out for a second there.
Okay, for which part? Like, stop, do the holding over?
Yeah, just from when you started the working.
And miss, for alpha plus beta, I got positive 31, not negative.
Right, for you. Okay, see, this is why it's good to do working. Okay, let's do this step by step, step by step. Come on, come on, come on. I actually wrote the wrong thing. I have something different written down. But yes, in this case, for what I wrote down, yeah, it was supposed to be positive. Anyways, so step 1, set it equal to 0. So x squared, oh my gosh, minus 31x, 15 minus 6, 9, is equal to 0. Micaiah, you get that so far, right?
Yes, miss.
Step 2, identify A, A, B, A, C. Anybody, just tell me what's A, what's B, what's C.
A will be equal to 1, B is negative 31, and C is 9.
Fantastic. Third step. Wait, Micaiah understands that, right? Wait, who talking?
Bianco.
Right.
Miss, how to identify the A term? Is it the term that is squared or the term that comes first?
Wait, hold on, I can barely hear you. You asked how do you identify A?
Yeah.
All right. Keep asking me questions. I like questions. You see x squared? Actually, let me write it down. X squared. Whatever number you see coming before x squared, that's your A. So say I have 2x squared. What's A in this case? The number that comes before x squared.
So then we can say that the A term is the term that is squared.
Yeah, the A term is the one that comes before x squared. Wherever you see x squared, the number that you see before it, so say this is 3, A is 3 in that case. Understand?
Yes.
All right.
I have a question.
All right.
In the equation where you have x squared minus 31x plus 9 equals 0, how you get plus 9?
I had a feeling somebody would ask me that. Look at this. Unless you're confident in your math skills, do not do what I am doing. Do it, take it step by step. 0, 5, 6, 6. Right, let me show you this. Minus 31x. So I brought across the 31. And then I brought across negative 15, so it becomes positive 15. Positive 15 is equal to 6, positive 6. Then you carry across the 6 or minus 6 on both sides. So it's minus 31x plus 15 minus 6 is equal to 0. 15 minus 6, 9. X squared minus 31x plus 9 is equal to 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but since you are just starting, everybody here, and I'm just talking about to that one person, everybody here, do it step by step unless you're confident in your math skills and you're not going to mess up. Okay? Because, yeah. Everybody good?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss, I have a question. The
Mhm.
formula for alpha plus beta is B over A, right? And then for that one, you said that the formula is negative B over A. How is it?
No, it's
Negative.
negative B over A. It's not B
It
over
is
A.
negative B.
Okay.
And this one doesn't have a negative, it's C over A. So you're good?
Yes, miss.
Nice. Right, we're still working this one. Wait. All right, so anybody tell me what I would write for alpha plus beta?
Minus 31 over 1.
Wait, who just said that?
Kristen.
Oh, watch this now. This is something CSEC does often. Minus 31. It's not just minus 31, so it's minus 31. And we know that minus and a minus is a
Positive.
exactly. So in this answer, in this case, it's 31, not minus 31. That is something that happens often, this minus and minus. So be careful. Everybody good with that, right?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
Yes, miss.
Right. And what would I write for alpha beta?
9 over 1.
9 over 1 is equal
So you
to
get 9.
9. Great. See, easy. Nice. So we have one more thing to do for this. Do not panic, please. It's simple, all right? These are just some formulas or formulae you need to know. So we already know alpha plus beta, and we know alpha beta. This is something look at us. Okay, so hold on now. Let me show you. I just showing you what you're looking like, what it looks like, right? So zoom in. You seeing this, right?
Yes, miss.
So I went and I pulled out all the sum and product questions in all the CSEC papers, right? And this was in 2012. And they gave you the quadratic x squared minus 4x plus 6 is equal to 0. Roots, alpha and beta. And they want you to calculate the value of alpha squared and beta squared. Does this look familiar to you? Did we do this anytime just now?
Yes.
Yes. Did you say something? We did alpha plus beta, and we did alpha beta. We didn't do alpha squared plus beta squared. Agreed?
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Right. So this is where these formulas or formulae come in. This is something you need to, well, not necessarily memorize. If you want to memorize it, you memorize it, right? So we already know 1. We already know 2. They might ask you to solve alpha squared beta squared to show the value of alpha squared beta squared, to calculate the value of alpha squared beta. You get it. Anyways, so alpha squared, I don't need to write down. Alpha squared times beta squared, according to this formula, is the same as alpha beta squared. So say I work out my answer. I work out a value for alpha beta. And I realize that alpha beta is 9. If they ask me for alpha squared, beta squared, according to this formula, alpha squared, beta squared is equal to alpha beta squared. Alpha beta is 9. So all you have to do, say 9 squared, which is 81. And that's it. Oh my, that's the 8. 81. Understand that?
Can you do it over one more time, please?
Like the whole thing?
Yeah.
All right. So hypothetically speaking, just like, okay, well, I don't have it now, but the previous question, we worked out that alpha beta, we worked out that alpha beta was equal to 9. That's just hypothetically, not
You drinking?
yeah, what?
Yeah.
The alpha beta is equal to 9, right? Cool. And they want me to hold on there. Miss, your voice is low. Wait, everybody not, so you're not hearing me clearly?
Yes, I hear you clear.
No.
I'm hearing you clearly, miss.
Okay, well, Bianca, I think it's your device. So, yeah. Anyways, alpha beta is equal to 9. Just think. And they ask you to find alpha squared, beta squared. Can hear you. I think it's your device because everybody else could hear me. It's okay. You could look at the recording if you missed something and you're good to go. So they asked me for alpha squared, beta squared. According to the formula, alpha squared, beta squared is the same as alpha, beta squared. We already know from what we worked out that alpha beta is equal to 9. And since this is the same as alpha beta squared, alpha beta, which is 9 squared. And we know that 9 squared is equal to 81. Understand?
Yes, miss.
Everybody?
Yes, miss.
Yes, sir.
Yes, miss.
All right. The next formula. So these are just some things you need to know. Huh? So alpha squared, say they ask you to calculate alpha squared beta plus beta squared alpha. Let me show you something. Alpha squared beta plus beta squared alpha. Can anybody tell me what do they have in common, these two? So look at this and look at this.
They both
And
have
tell
a
me what the both of
square.
them have a square?
Yeah.
That's what you just said. Okay, be a little more specific. What square? They both have
Alpha has a square and beta has a square. Alpha has a square in one part of the equation and beta has a square in the next part.
Okay. So both of them have alpha beta, right?
Yes.
Right, so this is just factorizing. So you pull out the alpha, pull out the beta. What would I remain with here? If I take out the alpha here, what would I remain with?
Square.
Alpha.
Hold on, let me show you. Alpha squared is the same as alpha plus alpha times alpha. And this would be times beta. So if I take out the alpha,
One
what
alpha
would I
will be
remain
remaining. One alpha will be remaining.
Yes, and what else?
alpha beta.
So alpha beta.
And
Wait,
after the
what
square
is
will be
that?
outside the brackets.
Hold on now. Hold on. Okay, so I took out the alpha. Now I have alpha times beta. If I take out the beta now, what would I remain with?
A beta and alpha.
Beta square.
Okay, you're not getting this, so let me start again. Alpha squared, beta squared. No, not beta squared. Alpha squared beta. And beta squared alpha. So what we're doing here, we're factorizing, right? So say I take both of them have an alpha and a beta in common. So what I do, I take out alpha and I take out beta. Looking at this first box right here. We know that alpha squared is the same as alpha times alpha. And we also have a beta, so that's times beta. If I take out one alpha, what would remain? If I take out this alpha, what's remaining here?
Alpha and
Alpha beta.
Alpha and beta. Right, so now I have alpha and beta. But what if I take out beta as well?
You'll just have alpha.
you'll just have alpha.
Nice. Alpha plus. Look at this box now. Beta squared is the same as beta times beta. And then you also have an alpha. I take out the alpha. So what would I remain with there? I take out this alpha.
Beta
What?
and beta.
Beta and beta.
Right. And then I take out the beta too. So what's remaining there?
Just
Beta.
beta.
So say the question before you worked out that alpha plus beta was 3 and alpha beta was 9. And we could use this now to find alpha squared beta plus beta squared alpha.
Yes.
Hold on, eh? Okay, now that we have this, there's too much on the screen. Now that we have alpha beta, alpha plus beta, and we know how to find alpha beta, and we know how to find alpha plus beta too.
Yes, miss.
All right, so we already know how to work out alpha beta. We know how to work out alpha plus beta. So it's easy to do that now. Don't worry, if you don't understand now, I would show you on the next slide. I just need to go through all these. The next one they could ask you for, 1 over alpha plus 1 on beta. If I wanted to find the LCM of this fraction, what would be the LCM? Just like you added fraction.
Alpha and beta.
Alpha beta. In case anybody not following right now, say I had a half and a third, and I had to add them. We know the LCM is 6. So what would I write here in the numerator if I was adding these two fractions?
3 and 2.
2.
Why? Because I said 2 into 6 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. And then 3 into 6, 2. 2 times 1, 2. So that's 5 and 6. Same concept we're using here. Yes. So what's alpha into alpha beta?
A. Alpha into alpha is A.
Wait, repeat.
Alpha into alpha is alpha.
No, alpha into alpha beta.
Alpha into alpha beta is beta.
Let me just show it real quick. So alpha beta divided by alpha. I could cross out these two alphas, and what I remain with? Beta. That's why we have beta here. So doing the same thing here. Alpha beta divided by beta. I could cross out the beta and remain with, what would I remain with?
Alpha.
Alpha. Great. Does this look familiar to you? Hold on. Can I write this any other way?
Plus beta.
You can rewrite this as alpha plus beta over alpha beta. And we know how to find alpha plus beta, and we know how to find alpha beta.
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Exactly. Easy thing. See? Next one. This. You can see this. Hold on now. This. And this. Do not ever mix them up, please. Never, ever, ever. That is a very common mistake, and you will get it wrong. Alpha plus beta squared. So that's simply, say I had alpha beta plus beta is 9. If they want alpha plus beta squared, 9 squared, 81. Easy enough, right? All I have to do is square whatever my value is for alpha plus beta. So everybody understands that, right?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Right, this is something you need to learn of. So, hold on. Right. So, alpha squared plus beta squared is equal to alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. Right? Everybody cool with that so far? And let me show you something just in case you forget. Alpha plus beta squared. So if I expand these brackets, alpha plus beta squared is the same as alpha plus beta times alpha plus beta, which is equal to alpha squared plus 2 alpha beta plus beta squared. Wait, everybody knows how I expanded those brackets, right? If not, I'll do that too. Just let me know. You know how to expand brackets?
Yes,
Yes, miss.
Nice. So we found out that alpha plus beta squared is the same as this. So alpha squared plus 2 alpha beta plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. And 2 alpha beta minus 2 alpha beta, what would that give me? If I say 2 minus 2.
0.
Exactly. So I could take up this and I could take up this because it's equal to 0. And what would I remain with? Alpha squared plus beta squared. Isn't that the same thing I'm trying to find? Isn't that this?
Yes.
Exactly. I just wanted to show you that just in case you didn't know what was going on. Anyways. So this is something you need to memorize. Do not mix it up with number 6 because that's a very common thing. Don't do it. You get it wrong. Okay, cool. When you're in
Yes,
the
miss.
exam, just remember my voice telling you do not mix it up. Do not mix it up. Right. So they could also ask you alpha over beta plus beta over alpha. What's the LCM?
alpha beta.
Alpha beta. beta into alpha beta. So alpha beta divided by beta. What do I remain with? Take off
Alpha.
alpha. And alpha times alpha.
Beta.
Alpha squared.
Alpha squared. And alpha into alpha beta. Take off alpha, take off alpha. What do I remain with?
Beta.
And beta times beta.
Beta squared.
Beta squared. Now look at this. Isn't this the same as this? Look at this. Look at number 7. And tell me, are they the same? Alpha squared plus beta squared is the same as alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. Isn't that the same thing?
I still lost me for number 8.
All right, well, let's do that again. It's okay if you don't understand, I will explain it, right? So they want me to do alpha over beta and beta over alpha. We said that the LCM is alpha beta. This would be alpha squared, and this would be beta squared. Now, I want you to look at this rule. You see in alpha squared, beta squared?
Yes.
Person just ask me.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
And you see alpha squared plus beta squared?
Yes, miss.
What is alpha squared plus beta squared equal to? Look at this. Just read it out for me. Oh man. Just read it out for me.
Alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta.
So hence I could write this as well. Squared minus 2 alpha beta. And put back my alpha beta. And it's the same thing?
Yes.
Exactly. And that's number 8. That's it. So you good now?
Yes.
Everybody good? Everybody?
Yes, miss.
These are rules. If you don't necessarily have to memorize them, you just need to know the mathematics behind it. But if you want to memorize it, by all means, you go ahead. It's whatever you decide is best for you, right? So, example, see, don't panic. Just follow these steps. So you're basically following these steps from before, and there's one extra step. So first, you make sure to set f of x. Let me just go. So, oh, hold on, look at this. This is a question they might ask you to. Beta pointer. If alpha and beta are the roots, we know that already. We're assuming alpha and beta are the roots of the equation. 4x squared minus 8x is equal to minus 3. Find, without solving the equation, the values of when they mean without solving the equation. New people, I don't know if you know this, but people who are with me, you know that the 3 ways of solving quadratic is the quadratic formula. So formula, then you have factorization, and you have completing the square. People here who were here for the last 2 classes, remember that?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Right. New people, do you know that?
Miss.
No. All right. Well, it's in the PowerPoint. So look at the Google Classroom, right? So what they mean when they say find without solving, they don't want you to use the formula. They don't want you to use factorization. They don't want you to use completing the square. They want you to use one of these. Let me take on this. They want you to use one of these formulas, right? Okay. So my quadratic, 4x squared minus 8x is equal to minus 3. First step, make sure it's set equal to 0. So that's why I have 4x squared minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. What's the other way I could have written this? If I wanted to carry across 4x squared and minus 8 instead, what would I have as my quadratic?
Minus 4x squared plus 8x subtract 3.
Right, but most people don't like the negative numbers, so yeah. And then you identify A, B, and C. So A, the coefficient of x squared, so whatever I see before x squared, in this case it's 4. A is 4. B, you look at whatever is next to x. In this case, it's minus 8. C is just the number there. Well, it's positive C, right? So that's why A is 4, B is negative 8, and C is 3. These steps look familiar so far, right? And these are the same steps from before.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Then, just like before, then you just use the formula to find the sum of the roots and the product of the roots. We know what's alpha plus beta. What's the formula for that? Anybody tell me?
Minus b over a.
And anybody tell me what's alpha beta?
C over A.
C over A. See? First 3 steps are the same, right? Last step, use the simplified version. So you look at what they want you to solve for. You go back to this list. You go back to this list and you find it. So they want you to solve alpha squared and beta squared. That's number 3. And according to this the formula, well, that list, we know that alpha squared, beta squared is the same as alpha beta squared. Everybody good so far?
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
Yes, you sure? We're going to practice after this, so it's okay. All right. So we know that alpha squared, beta squared is the same as alpha beta squared. We already found in step 3 that alpha beta is 3/4. So all you have to do, find the square of 3/4, which is 9 over 16. Everybody understand that? If you don't, I will do it over. So everybody cool?
Yes, miss.
No, me.
No? Okay. Wait, you said no, right?
Yes, me.
Okay. Tell me exactly where I lost you. So I will go back there.
Step 3.
Step 3 is the same step from before. So here is something. You know how when we were only finding alpha plus beta, and we were trying to find alpha beta, we said that the formulas were minus b over a and c over a. It's the same step we're doing here. We're trying to find alpha plus beta, and we're finding alpha beta. You understand? I think it's probably because I didn't write the formula there. You understand? This is what we're
Yes.
doing here. You sure?
Yes, miss.
All right. So you good now? Or you want me to explain
Yes,
number
ma'am.
14? Good? Oh,
Miss, you can go and find the number.
all right, all right. Number 4. So in this question, before they wanted us to find any questions before what we were practicing, they wanted us to find alpha plus beta, and they wanted us to find alpha beta. Not in this question though. In this question, they want us to find alpha squared and beta squared. Now, looking at this list, alpha squared and beta squared is the same as alpha beta squared, right? Understand so far? Yes, no?
Yes, miss.
And we already found out here that alpha beta is 3/4. So all we need to do now is find the square of that, which is 9 and 16. Everybody, you understand?
Yes,
We're going to
miss.
practice now.
Yes, miss.
Erica. All right. So. So, hold on. Well, I need to write that one down to make sure that. Okay. Okay. So first one. Actually, yes, first one. X squared plus 2x is equal to 15. What I want you to find alpha squared, beta squared. Right? So step one, make sure that f of x is equal to 0. Is this equal to 0?
No, miss.
Right, so anybody tell me what I would write here to make this equal to 0.
To carry across the 15, so it will become negative 15.
X minus 15 is equal to 0. Step 2, you identify your A, your B, and your C. A, B, C. Anybody tell me what's A, what's B, and what's C?
A is 1, B is 2, and C is negative 15.
Do it step. See, these steps are the same as before. Using two formulas, alpha plus beta and alpha beta. What's alpha plus beta? The formula for alpha plus beta. What's the formula for alpha beta?
C over A.
C over A. Right, so in this case, what would I write for alpha plus beta?
And
Repeat. Anybody could answer,
minus 2 over 1.
Which is the same as minus 2. Less than a minute. Okay, alpha beta. C over A.
Minus
That's fine.
15 over 1.
So minus 15. All right. Oh my gosh. And the fourth and final step. Alpha squared, beta squared, according to the list, alpha squared, beta squared is the same as alpha beta squared. And we already know what is alpha beta.
Yes.
Right. What's alpha beta?
Minus 15.
So what's the square of that?
Three.
Wait, repeat.
Yes, no.
Anybody could answer me,